everybody, what's going on? Travis Kane. Welcome to Mind Break. Yeah, Stephen A., you done it again. You done made me a believer of these people now. You went running off at the mouth. You done got me thinking. OJ is one of the greatest of all time. Can we also say the man was acquitted of double murder? Meaning innocent, regardless of what a civil trial says. Man was innocent. And Stephen A., I was a fan. Honestly, a big fan. I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I only watch cable because of your show, First Take. Honest to God, I only got cable because of First Take. But with this language you using, and this double talking, and you're picking and choosing, yeah, it ain't sitting right with me, man. It ain't sitting right with me at all. I'm very disappointed in you. Very disappointed in your actions, man. Very disappointed in your statements towards OJ. Rest in peace, OJ. And all the other folks that BET did a tribute to. Rest in peace. Everybody was somebody in their own right on that list, including OJ. And the shit on a man while he's dead. That's crazy. Now I got a second video to this, but I want you to hear the statements he made about OJ, this, that, and the third. You know, his opinion on OJ. And the second video is going to show, it's going to prove, it proved to me what everybody's been saying about you, buddy. It just proved to me. I'm not going to call you coons and all that shit, you know. I'm going to let your words speak for itself.
On this show, I believe it was Monday, if I remember correctly, I brought up the BET Awards.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the BET Awards. Your kids probably shouldn't have been watching it. This was an adult entertainment that night. So be it. Shout out to BET. It was beautiful, as usual.
I understand that in recent memory, it's been a rating success. BET is no longer owned by Mr. Bob Johnson, or black folks for that matter. It's basically being run by Paramount Global CBS Entertainment.
Boy, I tell you, boy. I tell you. This is what we talking about, Stephen A. Sometimes you ain't got to state what's already stated. You know, shout to black folks you want to shout out. Everybody know who the hell's running BET and what umbrella is on. But you steady digging yourself a hole, buddy.
Group. It's being run by Scott Mills, president and CEO of BET Media Group. Connie, a.k.a. Constance Orlando. She's an award-winning media executive, recently named Executive VP of Specials, Music Programming, and Music Strategy at BET Networks. And I made sure to highlight that these two black folks, for the most part, are doing an outstanding job, right? While going on about the BET Awards, never mind that I was on the phone with my daughter and I made her turn the channel because you had people with their asses out twerking all over the damn place and I didn't think that was appropriate, but that's just me. Still didn't stop me from acknowledging the fact that BET has been very widely successful, and they're doing a great job. I just disagreed with them mentioning OJ Simpson in memoriam. From what I could tell, most of the crowd would agree with me because some of them most of them grew silent. Some appeared aghast when his picture popped up on the screen as Tia Mowry was talking about.
The black people gasped because we was like, wonder what them white folks saying. That's the only reason. Turns out, one of our own had something to say about it. It's wild. It's crazy, Stephen A.
Folks who needed to be celebrated because of their contributions and their black excellence. And I basically talked about how most people believe he's a double murderer. Was he acquitted? Yes. That is true. During a criminal trial. He was found guilty during a civil trial. where he was ordered to pay 33 and a half.
Anybody on this earth, any and everybody on this earth would rather be free of a criminal trial and have to deal with a civil trial. There are two different courts for a reason. The man was innocent. Bottom line. We can't say that. It seemed like that's a hard thing to say. The man was innocent. He was found not guilty. It's crazy.
$5 million to the Goldman family, which he probably never did, according to numerous reports anyway. And that caused the uproar because I talked about it being inappropriate, and I thought it was a bad decision on the part of the BET Awards. And that is what has caused this uproar. So Faison, his last name is Love, by the way. I don't know if y'all noticed that or not, because the way he came at me.
Shout out to Faison Love. I fucks with you, big homie.
Clearly that didn't look like there was love in the place at all, but Faison Love. He speaks up and he speaks out, and, you know, he's coming at me, and am I stupid? Respectfully, my brother, are you? I know what the hell I said. I stand by it. I'm not budging 1 inch.
He said he stand by it, right? I want y'all pay attention to these words. Listen to what he said about OJ. A man that was on trial for double murder. A black man in the NFL who was on trial for double murder. He was retired. Okay? Those are key. That's key to what the point I'm trying to prove here.
The trial was televised. This ain't some shit we read about and then moved on from, or we heard about and moved on from. The trial was for 8 months. There are a plethora, if not an inordinate amount of people throughout the years in the entertainment world, in the comedic world, and beyond, in the political stratosphere, in corporate America, at the water coolers, regular people talking. It doesn't matter where you go. There's no one on the planet that was devoid of an opinion about OJ Simpson. Me having one is not a crime.
You right. You having an opinion is not a crime. You voicing that opinion out loud on a platform is a different story. All opinions don't have to be out in the open. You, as all people, should know that. As experienced as you are in this media field, you know all opinions shouldn't be voiced. And this is probably one you should have kept to yourself. Definitely. Because this next video is going to bite you in the ass. Because it just shows you're picking and choosing who you mess with and who you don't mess with. And this other video just going to show everybody you just didn't fuck with OJ. If you want to say that, just say that.
And based on the preponderance of evidence, I believe he was guilty. Because we watched it on television. Just like we watched Mark Furman plead the fifth when confronted about his racist rhetoric in the past. We saw an idiotic detective get exposed for carrying a vial of OJ's blood in his pocket outside of the police precinct. There was plenty of reasons to find him not guilty.
I'm really starting to think you just potting. 1 minute you can find him guilty, and the next minute it was a bunch of things you can find him innocent for. It can't be both, Stephen A. It can't be both. It's that double talk. It's that double talk. You know where that come from. We all know where that come from. But with that being said, I got this other clip here where he talks about a NFL player who was on trial for double murder, who was actually found out not guilty, but was found guilty on obstruction. And I think we all know who that is. I mean, I hate to bring up a man past, but this is informational purposes of what and how Stephen A. really is. Damn, Stephen A. Very disappointed. Ooh, I'm very disappointed in you. So as I was listening to Stephen A.'s rant he was going on about OJ or how they did the tribute to him, I'm thinking, I know he done sat at the table with some killers. Or some accused killers, should I say. This one did it for me. This one did it for me. Check out what you said. Check out what you said.
Because if you can't be accountable to yourself and for yourself, because if you can't be accountable to yourself and for yourself, how can you ever lead anybody? How can you do it? I cover the world of sports. Do you understand why leadership is so essential, so important? Tomorrow afternoon, early evening, at 6:30 p.m. East Coast time, Ray Lewis and the Baltimore Ravens are going to go up against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. I could bring up Atlanta and San Francisco, but we can do that another day. I consider Ray Lewis to be the greatest leader I have ever seen in the history of sports.
Did y'all hear that? The greatest leader in sports. You telling me OJ wasn't a leader in his own right as well? At his time? Hmm? Hmm? Acquitted of double murder? Hmm? Let's hear that again. Let's hear that one more time. I don't think we heard it.
To be the greatest leader I have ever seen in the history of sports. That's my personal opinion. I am aware of his reported transgression and how he got in trouble, being accused of double murder before he ultimately was exonerated on that charge but pled guilty to obstruction of justice because basically he didn't tell the police what he knew initially. I am aware of that. I said greatest leader in the history of sports. I think he's a wonderful dude.
And there you have it. You picking and choosing. The crime is the same. Hell, they had the same job. God damn it. What we doing, Stephen A? What we really doing? Yeah, I ain't nobody. You right. You may be right. I'm nobody. But this is a nobody who's no longer watching First Take, paying attention to anything you got to say. Been watching you for a long time, man. Big fan. At least I was. I'm very disappointed. And I wonder what you got to say about this. Now, I hope this some way somehow finds you so you can tell us. You don't have to mention this. You don't have to mention this pod. But I hope you hear it. What you got to say about this? You picking and choosing? Say you picking and choosing then. Rest in peace, OJ. And I think you owe him an apology. Damn. Man can't even get his roses. We're going to have a lot to say about you, Stephen A., when you gone. Like and comment. Tell me what y'all think. Peace out. I'm Travis Kane.